annoying. That's how it feels when you built up so much momentum and you lose it and you're just not being consistent anymore and you're not getting anything done, especially because you worked so hard to get to that point, but maybe something just gets in the way. Today, I want to share some tricks that I personally use to kind of pull myself out of the mud, get some consistency going, get some momentum going so I can get some things done and start to feel good about how I'm spending my days. Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Kevin. If you get value out of this, consider liking and subscribing. I use 3 specific tricks to kind of pull myself out of the mud when I just feel like I can't get something going. Sometimes this happens when I've been doing something for a while and then there's a disruption like a trip or a vacation or something, and that's not bad, but like getting back on track can be hard. Other times I feel like I lose all that momentum because I have to do something new that I'm not that comfortable doing, and I'm just not honestly that excited about doing it. So these are the tricks that I use. I want to share them with you today, see how you feel about them. Let me know what you think in the comments, and let's hop into it. The first one is to judge silly vanity metrics. When I say vanity metrics, I mean things that you can measure that really aren't that impactful for the bottom line. Like they talk in sales, like just sending a bunch of emails, you can track that number, but that doesn't mean you're getting phone calls or booking appointments or even making sales, but you can track that number. That's a vanity metric. In other cases, people talk about social media, like if you get a bunch of likes, that's a vanity metric in a way, because even though people are liking it, they aren't necessarily engaging with the content in an exchangeable, transactionable way. They're just snapping like and maybe moving on. Sometimes people say they just like stuff because it's the person. They don't even care what they say. Like, you can like my video if that's the case with you here. But just tracking those vanity metrics doesn't seem to serve a purpose, except I start to kind of look at them when I'm either starting something new or trying to restart something and build some momentum, because what it does is it tells me if I'm being consistent. So if I'm trying to launch a blog, or I actually launched my newsletter a while ago, even though the number of published newsletters doesn't impact how great that newsletter is for driving traffic to, my personal brand, I'm starting to measure how many newsletters that I publish. Eventually, I'll start to look at more complicated metrics that really do tie into the bottom line. But if I just want to feel good about what I'm doing and build that consistency, that number is going to continue to grow and go and go and go. And I'm eventually just going to kind of forget about it and just feel good about the process because I'm building consistency. Vanity metrics are a viewport into activity, and I can look at them to see that I'm showing up every single day. They're not a measure of business success, but I can look at them to motivate myself to keep going. The second thing I do to motivate myself is to judge small improvements. When you're starting at 0 or restarting something, you don't have much to look back on, but you can look forward to the little bits of progress that you have. A while ago, I launched a YouTube channel for a candle company, and when I started, I knew nothing about creating videos. I knew nothing about content. I was extremely uncomfortable in front of the camera, but I started to judge my success not based on the perfection that I wished I had or the success of channels around me, but rather I learned to look at my own personal progression. Progressing from 0 to 1 feels like a big accomplishment. 1 to 2 is also a big accomplishment. But like 0 to 100 is so big it can be overwhelming. So I try to look for what is the little bit that I can improve on next time to get better and feel good and build momentum. Because when you start to judge your success by looking at the man in the mirror instead of the people around you, it's a lot easier to motivate yourself to, kind of keep going and build that activity. Growth is a powerful motivator. They say if you improve yourself 1% every single day, you'll be 37 times further than you would be if you didn't do anything at all. And my third strategy for pulling yourself out of the mud is to celebrate rejection. Now, I haven't met anybody who honestly loves hearing the word no, but if you're somebody who goes through life without hearing no at any point, you're either the most convincing person to ever walk the face of the earth, or you've just never done or taken any risks. Hearing no is part of the process of growth and of trying new things. You're not going to be great at everything you do. And when you're feeling really down about yourself and you don't have any momentum or consistency, you're not going to hear no because you're not even moving. So for me, I have to work on sales for my company. And that's an area that I have just absolutely zero experience in, and I'm not good at it. And honestly, I'm starting from 0. I'm procrastinating it a little bit because I just don't know what I'm doing. But I have to look forward to seeing no and being at peace with that because it means I'm taking shots. You can't make any baskets if you don't take any shots. You don't ever hear yes if you don't ask the question. So if no starts showing up in my life and I start to accept that, then that means that I'm trying to do something. And movement is the first step towards building consistency. Like when we talk about those vanity metrics, it's all about seeing that activity. Like you're just doing something at all. Like if you want to get yourself out of the mud, the first thing you have to do is start moving forward. And so part of that is hearing no. Failing is another version of no. If you just aren't very good at something, it just doesn't turn out well. You're going to write a blog post, nobody's going to read it. You're going to post to LinkedIn, nobody's going to see it. You're going to send an email, you're not going to get a response. And getting comfortable with that is something I'm trying to do a lot better, because I know that means I'm at least doing something. And something is better than nothing, and you're never going to build consistency if you stay in the same spot and you spin your wheels or you don't even try to drive at all. That's all I have for you today. I hope some of that was helpful, useful, insightful, entertaining. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you in the next video.